played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
Drums, NBA draft, take one.
The rumbling has always been there. A pure and simple need. This is the form it took. The outlet it found. 1, 2, 3, 4. No one knows exactly how it starts. But I know how it grows. First, inspiration. Then, determination. Now, the work begins.
Give me that. Yo.
You push yourself harder. The primary goal, to get better. The dream, to be great. Then come the doubters.
The older you are, the better you are.
The distractions.
He's got to get in better shape. He's got to get bigger. He's got to get stronger. He can be a defensive liability.
But nothing stops the drive.
Again!
Not the pain, the fatigue, or the noise. Finally, a style is shaped. A spirit expressed. Move after move. Step after step. None bigger than today. Like the stars before you, perfection is the destination. Hard work is the journey. But there will be no changing course. Just the colors born on the way. Because forward is always the direction. On the drive to be great.
Welcome to the 2015 NBA Draft presented by State Farm in Brooklyn, New York tonight, where the crowd is starting to file in. A buzz of anticipation is starting to build for this draft class. A little bit of intrigue at the top. A big four of players in the top 7 or 8 spots, and then there could be a lot of jumbling and mixing as we get later into the first round. Glad to have you with us tonight. Reese Davis alongside Jalen Rose, Jay Williams, and Jay Billis. Jalen and Jay both know what it's like to be picked in the lottery. JB, of course, was a mad dog inside on the glass for the Blue Devils back. As you look at this particular draft tonight, what stands out about it to you?
The depth of talent, because we've got really good big guys, and you've got a guard in D'Angelo Russell that makes you think maybe you should take a guard over a big guy, which traditionally hasn't been the case. And then a really high character draft. It's high talent, but it's also high character. We're not talking about these guys off the court. Everything we talk about with them is on the court, and I think it's going to extend their careers for most of them beyond their talent. Just a bunch of really good guys. I think the NBA's got to be really happy about that.
And how about the process of how they got here and to where they're going? It all started with the game. All these young men have been waiting for this night. 2 weeks ago, they all had insufficient funds in their bank account. Now, all of a sudden...
2 weeks ago, the agents took care of that.
Whatever it might be, or insufficient funds. But now you have to get acclimated to the fame. We've been talking about them for the past month. Now they have Black American Express cards. Guys are comparing their watches. But overall, they have to get back to the game. So tonight, for a lot of these guys, it's a great night, but it's also the start. And I have a novel concept. How about after tonight, all these young men can actually profit off the name on the back of their jersey? What a crazy concept.
So you
what a crazy concept, Jay.
Wind him up right off the bat before we even put the Timberwolves on the clock. You're getting
Absolutely. He on his meat meal. They turn their noodles in a pasta, tuna in a lobster after tonight. But for me, these young men have handled themselves, like Jay said, with class. They're terrific young prospects. And call an archaeologist because the big man is back. We've heard so much about pace and space and the three-point shot. Two of the best players in this draft are big men. Jahlil Okafor, who can score, and Towns to show he can play on both ends of the floor. An exciting draft. I'm excited to be here.
You know, I echo the sentiments about what it's like. Our research guys do a great job in giving you the background on all of these guys, and they have a little section they call the rap sheet on the draft class this year. I was reading through that, and I was like, seriously? We're including that? You know, I reached over and took an extra cupcake from somebody in the second grade. You know, about the worst thing you can find with these guys. High character guys. But there are some dramatic moments coming up, like who goes number one? Will it be Karl Anthony Towns or Jahlil Okafor? If Kentucky has 7 players drafted tonight, they could make history for the most players from one team drafted in a single draft. And the Lakers and Knicks are in the top 5 together for the first time since 1979. It was on this day 36 years ago that the Lakers had the number 1 pick and took Magic Johnson. The Knicks in 1979 took Bill Cartwright. Both of those picks worked out pretty well for both teams. For the first time in draft history, the Timberwolves have the number 1 overall selection. They already have last year's number 1 overall pick and Andrew Wiggins on their roster, and Anthony Bennett from the previous year, for that matter, as a result of the trade with the Cavaliers last year.
He absolutely can. He would be a worthy number 1 pick. He'll be worthy at the 2 spot.
And also, you can't overlook the fact that you mentioned he's a poor free throw shooter. They play in the Western Conference. You saw it in the playoffs. DeAndre Jordan, as well as Dwight Howard, can't make free throws, can't have you in the game late.
Nobody's guaranteeing he's going to go 2, by the way. Nobody's guaranteeing he's going to go 2, by the way. I said maybe.
That would be where the draft really started and things started to get shaken up. Should the Lakers do something else? There's been a lot of talk about what they might do, potentially trying to make a trade for DeMarcus Cousins, maybe landing LaMarcus Aldridge, whatever the Lakers might do. But let's focus on the Timberwolves now as Tom Penn joins us, and Tom's had a lot of experience in NBA front offices. Timberwolves, Brian Windhorst tells us, Tom, they've made their decision. Yeah. These guys have said Karl Anthony Towns fits. Show me how he fits with a 16-win ball club who they need some players.
They do. It's been either or to fit in with this squad. Pull back and take a look at their whole roster. You got the 5 on the floor and a pretty deep bench as far as bodies, and it's been all about Okafor versus Towns and how to make this decision among the bigs. Jay Billis talked about it. Look at that, dominated on the low post, the big guy Okafor. What do you have over here that would be better or different? Elite shot blocking. You have two-way player, as we talked about, and a great free throw shooter. That 81% is good when you get hacked in the post. Take his numbers and pump him up to 40 minutes. Coach Cal only played him 21. If he would have played more, he'd get a lot more time. How does he fit? Let's take him, put him in the middle, and go right to the engine that drives this team. Ricky Rubio, up pace, up tempo. Levine over there on the wing, another runner. But you're going to come around here to where it really matters. The reigning Rookie of the Year, Wiggins. How does this player fit with Andrew Wiggins? And that's where it gets good. And when you look at the tape and you see his ability, he's going to protect the rim. He's going to defend the basket. He's going to outlet and ignite a break. Flip Saunders can run with this team. He can get on the floor and then boom.
And the 4th pick in the 2015 NBA draft goes to the New York Knicks. Draft night, lottery night, despair for the fans of the New York Knickerbockers, who will pick 4th tonight. The Lakers picking 2nd. Both teams making picks in the top 5 for the first time since the 80s. Last time the top 5 pick went to the Lakers, they took James Worthy. Last time the Knicks have won in '86, they took Kenny Skywalker. And it is possible that 3 of the first 6 picks in the upcoming NBA draft could be international players. One of the guys most intriguing is Chris Porzingis of Latvia. Fran Fraschilla joins us now. So, Fran, what about Porzingis? What do you see from him and what kind of NBA player he can be?
There's a chance it's a high risk, high reward pick, Reese, because at 19 years old, he's 7'2" with 3-point shooting range, shot blocking ability, and elite athleticism and agility. Now, remember, he's not going to take the league by storm early on, but in this draft, this guy has as high a ceiling as really anybody because he's a worker. He played in the second best league in the world with success, and you just don't find this athleticism every day. If you take him, you realize that he's not coming into his own for 2 or 3 years at the earliest. And here's my list now. Don't worry about the rest of these guys. All 3 of the guys that the guys have talked about already, Moutier, Hazonia, great shooter, and Porzingis, elite prospects, not NBA players, but elite prospects, all should be gone by the 8th pick.
You got to look at Porzingis' jacket. You see he and Okafor shopping at the same tailor. Frank Kaminsky a bit more understated, typically flatline guy. You don't see a lot of emotion. There is something. There are nerves on draft night, even for the reigning Wooden winner.
How are you?
This is JCPenney too.
Yeah.
How you feeling? Excited?
Nervous?
Nervous? Yeah?
Yeah.
Last time you felt like this kind of nervousness was when? Like,
I can't remember.
not even like Final Four or anything like that? Really?
Not like this. Because there's uncertainty.